All right, everybody, welcome to The Stretch. Before we get going here, I want to talk about yesterday. Obviously, a very tough day at Barstool. Lost our coworker, our friend, Cody B. Franke. Chicago guy, Chicago sports fan. Honestly, you guys have seen what everyone has said across social media and on their shows and whatnot. Just truly a great guy. Just one of those guys that I genuinely looked forward to seeing.
Yeah.
Like, just
anytime he was here, you're like, oh, what's up, Beef? Like,
for sure.
It puts you in a good mood because he's such a kind and, like, genuine person.
For sure. And so obviously we wanted to bring him up, mention him. We recorded the back half of the show first before we found out the news. Then we obviously held everything a day, and we recorded Bear stuff. So the podcast a little out of sorts, but yeah, man, we're thinking about our guy Beef, his whole family, his friends.
Yeah.
You know, just a quick story. 2 weeks ago, I'm very grateful that I got to hang out with him the whole weekend. On Saturday, we did the Cubs bus, and then that Sunday, I had the my golf outing, the Eddie Open, and you know, I knew I needed Beef there. Like, you know, he's just one of those guys on the course where you know him mixing it up with guys. Like, everyone wants to see Beef. Everyone wanted to mix it up with him.
He was so funny on the bus, too.
He was great. He was great on the bus. And, you know, as you can imagine, the guy plays a lot of golf. And, you know, I don't think he probably wasn't super enthusiastic to wake up at 7 a.m. To go to Flossmoor Country Club after we were on the party bus. We got back at, like, what, 2 a.m.?
Yep.
1:30. But Beef booked a hotel on the south side near the course just so he could be there.
Yep.
It meant a lot to me. And, you know, that just kind of goes,
that's
like, to kind of show the character of how he was. And it was honestly a great day with him and his buddy Justin. And I'm really, really happy that we got to share that before, obviously, his untimely passing. So with that said, we'll get to the show. We will talk about our sports and everything. But just one more time, rest in peace, Beef. We'll miss you, man. And we're praying for your family and friends. Lance, let's take us to a break. All right, hey guys, it's Bears season and the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite. Game days for the Bears are incomplete without Miller Lites. It's a taste you can depend on. It's a great beer trusted by beer lovers for 50 years. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. Simply put, it just hits different. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time is always a good time. The original light beer since 1975 and still iconic 50 years later. Hey, big weekend, Halloween. You want to have your Millers flowing.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we got another Bears game on Sunday. We got college football Saturday.
Yep.
So you're going to need
World
to be
Series.
stocked up. Yeah, World Series. It's
NFL, NHL.
Yes. It's
got
a
it
nice
all cooking right now.
It's a nice equinox, as they say, right?
Yep.
Sports equinox. Miller Lite, excuse me. The official beer partner of our Chicago Bears. Go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Go drink your Miller Lite. Let's get into the show. All right, so Big Cat has joined. Obviously, the Bears lost on Sunday 30-16 to the Ravens. Kind of a slog of a game, if I would say so myself.
Yeah.
Slog.
I expected to lose.
You did. You said that before the game. It was one of those situations where it's like you see on paper backup quarterback. You know, when Lamar was announced still out, I was like, all right, like this is a real opportunity to, you know, be 5-2 and get a win that we would have been gravy before the year if you came out of Baltimore with a win. And then it just.
I just don't. I said this on Wake Up Barstool this morning when Eddie and I were on. If we had lost to Cooper Rush, I'd be a lot more disappointed. I think Tyler Huntley's a pretty competent backup. And the Ravens defense got healthy and looked good. And and our defense is not healthy and was not. I've been waiting for the game where we weren't going to take the ball away and what it would look like. And then on top of it, Caleb didn't play well. So, I mean, it's frustrating, but it's also like it didn't change my mood as much as I thought it would just because I expected it. And this is kind of I've been taking a big picture approach to this entire season. So, yeah.
I think that you can look at it big picture wise. And like this was the first time that I have had a little hint of fear for what the future might look like because of how Caleb played this.
I mean, the Vikings game and the Cowboys game, the Vikings game and the Lions game were dog shit. So That's been
Yeah.
that's
He wasn't
happened.
horrible in the line.
No,
No, he wasn't.
No,
but,
he wasn't.
But the Vikings game was a very winnable game.
for sure.
Nothing really changed. You know what I mean? Like Caleb is up and down. There's good, there's bad. It was bad, and the defense I don't think is as good as it's looked. You know, as
no,
it's
that's
played.
true. No. The takeaways, they're not that good.
And it goes back to like I've been a lot more measured this year, where I think I have not said they're a good team yet. 4-2 was awesome, but it wasn't like this is a really good team. I trust in Ben Johnson. That's the difference from last year. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of goes back to like the polls discussion. We don't have a lot of guys. Like the secondary is injured, and the pass rush is not good enough to help the secondary. So then when you have games where you don't take the ball away, you look like shit.
Yep.
It's one of those things, too. If you didn't feel it before the game, I think you felt it pretty quickly once the game started.
Yeah.
Once they didn't score on both those drives, it was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, they gotta fix. I don't know what the fuck is up with red zone. Their first 3 weeks they were 6 for 7 with touchdowns in the red zone when they got in the red zone. I think since they've been like 4 for 15. You just have to figure out like what's going on in the red zone, what's going on with the tight end position. Use the tight end more in the red zone. I don't know. There's things to clean up, but again, it's like I didn't think we were a playoff team or a really good team.
Yeah.
So it's all just part of the process here. Now, I will say, I do think that this Sunday, like if Caleb and the offense don't light up the Bengals, I will.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Now, right now, I'm like, there's a hint of it in the back of my head where I'm like, that was really bad. And I'm not even talking about like, so I forget, it was week 1 actually when Caleb missed DJ on that. He was wide open. He kind of streaked, and we're like, what the fuck kind of throw is that? And then a couple days go by, you see all 22 breakdowns. Kurt Warner was like, this is actually on DJ Moore. And obviously, Kurt Warner knows infinitely more than 99.9% of people. He's like, that was on DJ Moore. It wasn't on Caleb Williams. We saw the play in the red zone on I think it was 4th down this week where Caleb kind of sidearmed it and kind of tried to sling it to DJ. We're all like, what the fuck kind of throw is that? What kind of mechanics are that? Et cetera, et cetera. Kurt Warner also said, that's on DJ. He was settling down and like there was no soft spot right there because the linebacker took the vision away. Caleb's throw is actually on the money if DJ would have settled in the soft spot where he should have been. So like that kind of it helps me get rid of those bad thoughts.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to be better.
Well,
the two penalties that he took, the grounding penalties, not good quarterback.
Did you guys see the quote from Ben Johnson?
Yeah, that's a crazy part
Yeah.
of the thing, too.
Carmen and Yuriko. So the quote was, he played better this game than I think he had the previous 2. When you look at it, all 60 minutes, I'm not saying it's perfect. I actually came away from watching the tape this morning encouraged that we took a step in the right direction here this week. I know for some people it's hard maybe to rationalize because the result wasn't there, but yeah, I saw tangible growth from him. He's working his ass.
And I don't think he's just a coach speak kind of guy either.
He's not.
He was very honest about him saying on the interception, I would have liked him to check down, but one guy was wide open in the flat. So him saying that does make me feel better.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's blunt.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
very blunt.
There's no reason for him to say that and then say, hey, yeah, the pick was not a good play.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
So that's encouraging. I also, sometimes you got to tip your head a little bit. I thought Monken called a great game.
Yeah, and the
he was awesome.
The
He was
Ravens
awesome,
defense was really good.
Yeah.
Roquan was back and a beast. Like that team. Again, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you expect to lose to Tyler Huntley?" I kind of did because desperation matters in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Ravens needed that win so badly, and the Bears were on a 4-game winning streak, and it's a tough spot to be in. So, yeah, I thought the Ravens had a great game plan. And they played well, and their back was against the wall.
Yeah, like them getting Zay Flowers in space, knowing that we had 3 cornerbacks out, was just smart.
Yeah.
He was
obviously
wide open
ride the
all
back of Henry. Obviously Snoop can run a little bit. He
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
He had at least 2 plays where he absolutely torched us up the middle. So he was 17 for 22. Like, hats off. Like they fucking outcoached us from
to that
aspect,
exact
for sure.
point. When I saw Tyler Huntley was starting this week, I'm like, all right, you can probably chalk up at least a turnover or 2 because he's Tyler Huntley. He's a backup.
You don't
quarterback.
respect Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
We had this discussion. You don't respect him enough. He's competent, and they
like-
have enough guys around him.
So was
Yeah,
he hurt?
he's-
Is that why Rush was playing? Was he hurt?
No, Tyler. I don't know what he was like. Not on the team, and then he was on the team. He's like.
That's my point. Like,
but he's been good. He's played well. He played in a playoff game. He almost beat the Bengals in the playoffs in Cincinnati.
There's a dog at Utah.
Yeah, like he's not. Again, he's not a starter, but he's not like when he plays. You're not like that's an easy win.
I mean, he had his whole career at the Ravens, and then last year he played with the Dolphins and then went back to the Ravens. So,
and the Dolphins stink. But what was his?
My point, he was on a practice squad at one point this year, which I believe means that any team in football, should they want him, he goes through the waiver process, correct? And then whoever wants to scoop him can scoop him right off that practice squad.
Yeah, but like,
and no team chose to do that. So I while he was really good, he was a better quarterback on the field on Sunday. Absolutely. While he is probably a fine quarterback, that's a quarterback you got to beat.
Yeah,
that was my point. That was my frustration.
I kind of have him in like that Tyrod category.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
he's,
really?
He's like he is a can win a couple games.
Yeah,
sure.
Not a Cooper
like
Rush,
Jacoby
like,
Brissett,
oh, man,
like those
this is
types
all
of guys. Yes.
falling
Yeah.
to shit.
I think there's a middle here. I think obviously he is a guy you could respect as a backup, but I agree with Dave. If you want to be somebody, you got to be backup.
Yes.
Like I think he's.
Yeah, but we're not somebody right now.
I know. I think we're realizing. Like, I'm not realizing because.
But
you
I never.
said, yes, we're not bad, and that's,
we're not good.
Exactly.
Right. So,
We're
and I
not.
think people want us. I know people want me to freak out and like have a meltdown, but like I've been very reasonable.
You
about
have.
this team. They are just.
Yeah.
And
They're work in progress. And Ben Johnson, that's all I care about is Ben Johnson. Like he's gonna figure it out. I trust in him. It's clear he's working on changing a culture. You see the comments about penalties and saying that some guys need more accountability. I think there's just going to be it's going to be a very interesting off season. I don't think the Bears are a playoff team. I think it's going to be I hope they finish strong and win a couple of games here and start and keep moving forward. I think it's going to be one of those off seasons where Ben Johnson just gets rid of everyone who doesn't fit his culture.
I think so too.
Well,
and we got to,
And it's also like you guys you want to beat Hundley, and you do, but the Ravens probably look at it like, oh, we got Nashawn Wright undrafted free agent as their number one corner this week. Like that, I think they're looking at us the same way we were looking at them, and they just.
And they're desperate.
And
they also
they're at home.
I mean, you got to score a touchdown in those first two drives because that does change the course of the game. I think
absolutely.
Like if you kind of take it to the Ravens right away and you're up 7-0, you're up 14-0. The Ravens do have a quit factor, but you never let that you never got jumped on them.
Yeah,
and
you're able to stay in it, and then they jump back on up.
How much does that game plan change? Like,
totally. I mean, it probably limits what they're doing with Derrick Henry.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
so
They're
if
looking
you're
to air it out a little more.
Yeah.
Correct.
Here's my thing about the Bears right now. There actually are reasons to freak out. I'm not freaking out, but I think there are reasons to freak out. But they're not the ones that the national media and a lot of people are freaking out
What's
about.
your freak out?
The freak out about is that we got 3 fucking pressures. The freak out about
where our defensive line is terrible, dude.
Yeah, the freak out about is we gave this fucking Odengbo guy a bunch of money, and he's been getting killed all over social media, and he deserves it.
Blown off the ball.
And that's where it's worthy
Jamar
of a
Turner
freak
towards
out.
ACL.
Yes.
So and that he was definitely they put him more in a run stopping role off the bye, and he did a good job there. So that's bad.
Yeah, it's worthy to freak out that our general manager is not good.
No, our left tackle sucks too.
Yes.
I mean, I like Theo Bennett as a guy, but like he had a tough game, and it's like you've had all these chances to fix that. Yeah, no, the defensive line is a joke, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you have the cornerback, issues and injuries, you just can't get the pressure. Those guys
There's
are now
a trickle-down
really
effect, yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
If the quarterback has all day, which he largely did,
Yes.
have all day to throw, NFL receivers are going to shake loose from your 5th and 6th defensive back options.
And it felt like Tyler Hundley, he just knew that this pressure wasn't that, like the way he was able to step up through the pocket multiple times, where it's like it was just wide open.
Yep.
wide open, and
Zay's just sitting in spots.
sitting in spots. And to Ed's point, and I was starting to say this earlier I had at least a couple turnovers chalked up in my head when Huntley was named the starter this week.
Yep.
And Monken he was never even in a position to turn the ball over.
I mean, there were
game that Monken called, and that was just a straight up credit to him.
There were two spots where it's like this is a game of inches, like always. Sweat had an opportunity for a strip sack, and he like miraculously kept.
I don't know how he held
on
on to that ball. Yeah.
And then there was the one with Byard where it kind of got like I think Tremaine Edmonds got a hand on it, and you're like, man, I wish he just didn't touch that because that would have been an easy pick. Might have been a pick 6 in that spot. So if I'm thinking about the
you're correct. You're correct.
So
you're correct.
Just like they were getting the turnovers. They have to get turnovers to be a competent defense. The ball just it didn't bounce their way this time.
It was football luck.
Yeah.
A handful of times, which
you
is
just saw the unsustainability.
Correct.
It was palpable. You could see it in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's where like I even have to check myself at points because we talked in the middle of the game where it's not that I'm unhappy with DJ Moore per se, but I know this offense could get more out of him. I just hope that this is a growing pains thing and we will get more out of him at some point. Like that was his first time getting past 50 yards since the opener.
Yeah.
Like he is too good to
Yeah.
not have involved as much as he is. And it seems like Caleb just really kind of keys on Rome.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like I'm frustrated with that. And I'm like, all right, well, he's getting paid a boatload of money. Is there something possibly we could flip and fill a hole of need?
I mean, I've been saying that.
Yeah, but that's not something that I should freak out about because
No.
I believe that can be fixed. The defense, front four, I'm worried about.
But
Really
maybe that's how you fix it.
Yeah.
You make a football
Maybe.
trade, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like, hey, the Giants, do you need a wide receiver? You got a million, defensive line guys.
Maybe.
You flip one. Yeah, I don't know.
The NBA season tips off, and so does DraftKings' newest fantasy game. DraftKings Pick 6 is the easiest way to play for big wins with every possession, giving you a shot at real money. Franz Wagner, Alperen Sengun. Excuse, I don't know why I keep messing up Sengun's number. Shout out to Sengun. Sengun's awesome.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray, I guess when I see his first name, I just always call him by his last name, so
Yep.
it like throws me off. Shout out to Sengun. DeJounte Murray with Pick 6. Their stats aren't just highlights. They're your way to get in on the action this season. Here's how to play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more stats and unlock the upside every game brings. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. No gimmicks, no convoluted rules. Just you, your gut, and a shot at big returns. The NBA moves fast, and with live picks, you can keep up. Jump in as the game unfolds. Every bucket is a chance to chase that upside. I know we're talking basketball here, but I know tonight I think I'm going to go Hollywood Brown over yards. More yards. I
Horns
should
back.
say.
I got more wide receiver 1 for the Commanders, so I'm taking his over.
More receiving yards?
Tonight. Yeah, it's at like 46.5 right now.
So, should also know, too, Pick 6 is available in Texas, California, Missouri, and more. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus bets with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use promo code StretchPod. That's code StretchPod. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
I also don't know why we went away from the run.
Yeah.
Worked the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he got nervous because, listen, early on, our offensive line looked like the offensive line that they have
Last few
last
weeks.
They're getting a great push.
Yeah.
The push went away quick.
Yeah.
And
Like really quick.
I felt like Swift got his carries taken away for maybe that whole second quarter.
I know he came in on the injury report. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
That might be.
Yeah, he got 11. Monangai got 7. So,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
there is some validity. I don't like Caleb throwing 38 times. Like, it should be a little less.
DJ had a few carries out of the backfield, too.
Yeah. These next 2 weeks, I think the Bengals and the Giants, this is where you could slip back into bad.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
This is where you could slip. They got to beat the Bengals, and Caleb has to look awesome.
Yeah, I think Scatterbo changes it a little bit because
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
know,
it does.
like-
I'll say this, even because Caleb's had a couple of rough weeks in a row. I'd say he doesn't even he needs to have like 2 or 3 really good games in a row. He can't just have light up the Bengals and then
Yeah, I'm just taking it one at a time. I'm
Sure.
Bengals, like the offense has to be able to dice up.
yeah, like
I would like progress that an idiot like me can see.
Yeah.
If Ben Johnson says he sees progress, I didn't see it.
Listen.
So I would love to have a game where it's like it's obvious to everyone that Caleb has taken a step.
agreed. For all intents and purposes, it seems like Sunday's going to be a track meet. Like, we better have our shoes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
We better be running because obviously Jamar and T,
No, we can't guard any of them.
yeah, they're going to get theirs
Yep.
for sure. But DJ and Rome need to get theirs too. Caleb needs to look competent.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
Yeah, it's just a weird season because even you want to freak out, but I'm not there.
Yeah,
yet.
right. It's weird because I think that in the past we probably would have gotten ahead of ourselves and got down. And it's just I think it's just Ben Johnson. Like I believe in Ben Johnson.
Yep.
I believe in the culture he's changing. He seems like a really smart guy. So like I'm not gonna let myself get freaking out. Like I also am realistic, and we talked about this a lot in the offseason. Like I was not going to get excited about this team until we saw it on the field. We have not seen it on the field that this is a team to get excited about yet. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's just week to week for me where it's like I'm not – I had some people being like, I can't believe you thought this team was good. I was like, show me where I've said this team.
Yeah. You haven't.
They're not.
You have not.
I would love to.
They're not.
I would love to be able to rip into you. You've never once said
No.
that this
Nobody's
entire
done it
season.
here.
No.
Nobody.
They're
The only one I did was kind of you.
It's I
that's
I
true.
gotta add.
Yeah.
I have to add.
I've been to 'em,
I
man.
have to.
They're gonna be
I
awesome.
That's not what I said. I never once said they're gonna be awesome. I said I expect them to run clean football games week to week, and they haven't. I talked about the penalties because all the
Second most penalized team in football, I believe.
Yeah.
I second most in football and the most penalized teams.
Yeah.
Caleb's got to figure out a way to stop doing the intentional grounding. Intentional grounding is just a sack. Like there's no difference.
Mm-hmm.
So why,
What are you doing?
it's you gotta just.
That's the
have to
kind of
stop
shit
that
like I thought that a competent coaching staff, and I'm not even just solely talking about Ben Johnson. I'm talking about everybody on the coaching staff would clean up, and that hasn't gotten cleaned up yet. I expected them to hit the ground running a lot more than they did in terms of playing clean football. I didn't necessarily say the talent was going to be there, but I expected them to, at the end of the year, be in the talk for a playoff spot because they played a clean brand of football, and they have dudes obviously you take that away with injuries with Jalen Johnson and shit, but they do have dudes at every part of on the offense and then on all three levels of the defense. We think at least. I mean, Sweat, the linebackers, and then the DBs, who we all like the DBs heading into the year with Byard and Johnson. So I expected it to be a cleaner brand of football than we've seen.
Listen, this room aside, though, it does kind of feel like there are some portions of the fan base that are starting to put down their shields a little bit on Caleb.
I think that's
stat hole.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we can get into that.
We
yeah.
absolutely have to talk about that, and I wasn't going to let us transition before we did. I thought that was a very bad look, that article. It pissed me off when I popped. Who is this guy?
Stathole.
Who
He writes good blogs. He's a Bears fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've chatted with him before. He's
Yeah. I mean, it was a bad look. I didn't maybe 10 minutes. I was like, oh, that sucks. That makes us look bad. And then 10 minutes later, I was like, whatever. Who cares? Like I said that I didn't agree with it. I have different opinions at this company.
Sure.
But no, that which is fine. He's a Bears fan. He has every right to. But the title of it,
he went aggressive.
He was putting words in Ben Johnson's mouth.
Yeah,
almost.
I said to him, I said the only lesson I told him from that I was like, when you write a blog, you have to keep in mind that just think about what if you met that person one day, would you be able to back it up? And he was like, good point. Because there, and we've been through the evolution of Barstool. There's been a lot of times where it's like, if you look, 10 years ago, it's like, oh, we're just trolling on the internet. We're just in the internet. We're writing whatever. I think you need to be able to just be able to you can say whatever you want, but if you saw the person, would you be able to be like, yes, this is what I said?
Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And he's like, you're right. So.
I have another critique of that article is he talked about how bad the Ravens defense has been, which it has been this year, but he did not for one single sentence talk about how healthy the Ravens defense had gotten this week. Roquan Smith had missed the last 2 weeks. Marlon Humphrey was sick the week before. Chidobe Awuzie missed 2 games. Kyle Hamilton was out of practice for a couple weeks. Nate Wiggins.
You're right.
Kyle Van Noy. They were healthy again.
Yeah.
And not one time. But if you want to critique Caleb Williams' performance, I think absolutely fair. I was looking at some of the quote tweets with people I know saying, "What the fuck is this? This is complete trash. It's like clickbait." And
I
but I don't think it was clickbait by design.
No, I think he didn't think it would get posted on Maine. Honestly, what happened.
It's happened to all of us.
Yeah, so I think that's part of it. But yeah, I want to just be reasonable about Caleb. He's not looked great.
Yeah.
Other quarterbacks in the class have looked great.
Yeah, but we gotta just
other
Here's
quarterback.
kind of where I'm at with this whole because I agree. There's like you can sense that there's people who are jumping ship on Caleb.
Yeah.
Online. He's our quarterback for the next year and a half.
Yep.
Okay, at least. Okay, so I'm gonna give him a year and a half, and I'm gonna hope that it gets better. And I'm not gonna make any declarative statements on he's a bust or it's over or he's the best ever. Just and I've seen the stats. There's Jared Goff 7 games into Ben Johnson wasn't great, and then he started to like really take off. I'm hoping that's similar. Like so, what's the point in fighting about we have a year and a half?
Yeah. Listen, a lot of people just want to be the first one to pull the plug. Like, why?
Yeah, because if it's
Why?
if Caleb is bad, like some people are saying, we're back at square one.
Yeah.
We're literally back at square one because everything on this roster is going to age out before we get it again.
Why?
And I hope Ben Johnson might leave. So
Exactly.
that's
He's got to be good.
He's got to be good.
There's only
If he's bad, we will have more than enough time to
We'll have the next
rebuild
6
again,
years.
Yeah.
press it all and be like, holy shit, we suck again. We're not there yet. Let's not jump the gun. It's basically like we're
Caleb
trying
needs to be better in the second and third quarters.
I think it's
right
for
off the
him.
rip. He's usually good, and then he's been good in 2-minute drill. And when the game's online, he's been good. But it's like the second and third quarters. It's just a lot of just blandness.
Yeah, I mean my non all 22 take about Caleb is like he doesn't feel like he has a full grasp of like the flow and feel of a game yet.
Yeah.
And when he gets that, hopefully it starts to look easier because there's certain points in the game, the intentional groundings. I watched back. He should have gone out of bounds. We were debating that at the time because he probably would have gotten rocked. But you got to get out of bounds. You got to know situational football there at the end of the half. There's just a feel and flow that he has not quite gotten, and there's been times when he's looked like he's gotten it, and then it's gone back. So it's just like almost like a slow it down. His brain doesn't look like it's slowed down yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can tell when a guy is playing on slow motion. Where a guy is like seeing like Josh Allen last year, like you could just watch a Josh Allen game. You're like, this game is moving so slow for him. You know what I mean? Like
It's half speed.
Sees
Yep.
everything.
and I'm not saying that Caleb's going to be Josh Allen. He's the MVP of the league, but you can tell when guys,
They kind of figure it out.
yeah, they always feel like they're in command of it, and they always are in command of the pocket and where guys are, where rushers are, where their safety valves are.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten there yet. Hopefully he does.
Yeah,
And it's a new offense. It's
is.
7 games into a new offense. He last year.
Doesn't count.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Last year is like
it's all
a complete fucking wash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't even.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
Yeah, like a
He's
year
a
and a
rookie
half
for all
left.
intents
A
and
year and a half left. There should be only one guy who should signal whether you don't have faith or not, and his name is Ben Johnson.
Correct.
That's
And
it.
when Ben Johnson says he's out on Caleb Williams, that's when I'll be out on
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Until that moment, I'm
yes.
in on Caleb Williams.
Yes.
And the Bajent talk just needs to stop.
I haven't really seen
Well, that goes. I haven't really seen, it, but
there
that
was
kind
a
of
little
goes hand in
bit.
hand.
People were sending it to me, but like, let's.
Yeah, just chill out. Ben Johnson, in Ben Johnson, we trust. That's what I was saying on PMT on Monday or on Sunday when I wasn't freaking out. It's like, I have ultimate faith. There's a lot of people in House Hall I do not have faith in. Ben Johnson, I have ultimate faith in.
Yep.
So if whatever he does, whatever he says, I'm following him. He is the leader of this team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into fire with him.
And
So
heading
let's,
into the off season, I know this is getting ahead of our skis.
Well,
a
let's
little
not
bit,
do
but-
it.
Let's-
Well,
yeah.
No, let's not do
I hope that he's the one that's kind of GMing the
Totally.
Let's
organization.
not
Yeah.
do that
We don't have
yet.
to
But
do
yes. Yeah.
Can't do that before Halloween.
No, exactly. Exactly.
We're 4-3.
Well, I think it's fair.
The
when
other
you're
thing, we
with
win
polls.
these next 2 games. We're 6-3. That's a fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is exactly where
6-3 would be incredible.
in 6-3 I wouldn't even if we win these next 2 games. I'm not even gonna then say that we're a good team because then we play our hard part of our schedule.
Yep.
Yeah.
But get to 6-3 and give us a shot to maybe tread water, and go 500 down the stretch and have a shot at
and have
outside
growth.
playoff.
You know, like if you're 6-3, that gives you an opportunity to like continue to grow and play against
guys. Believe in it. We haven't seen winning
Yeah.
football from the Bears for. I mean, I know that we went to the playoffs when they added an extra seed in 2020.
Don't
That doesn't
count
For all intents and purposes, we have not gone over 500 since 2018.
Yeah.
This locker room, this organization doesn't know what winning football looks like. So let's try to do winning football this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. And until then, just bring your shoes to the track meet Sunday.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
it.
If they lose
What's the
38
over-under?
to
I was
35
just
and
about to
Caleb
pull it
lights
up.
it up, I'll be fine.
Bring your
And
shoes to
I'll
the
be
track.
fine the other way too. I got to be honest. If Caleb looks bad but we win the game, I'm not going to complain because it's like
52.5.
get closer to that 6-3 mark.
Yeah.
That's the gateway that I've been talking about. 5-4 or 6-3. Give me either of those, and I'll be like, all right, this is now we have the meat. What's the end of our schedule? It's tough, but
Two
like
Packers.
Oh,
now
yeah,
we have
got all our division games
But
besides
if we-
Minnesota.
But if
Minnesota and
we're
Detroit.
6, that was the whole gateway because people were also saying on Sunday like, oh, your gateway closed. Like, dude, the gateway was assessed after 9 games, 6-3 or 5-4, and the Bears have meaningful football to play when
Yeah.
they play the Vikings, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Packers twice. Like, there's some tough games, and there will be some really really tough games
San
coming up.
Francisco too.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a really tough back half of the schedule. But if we're 6-3 and 5-4, you can at least go into that back half of the schedule being like, hey, if we can find a way to go 4-3 or 3-4, like we could have a shot at maybe making
Yeah.
a playoff.
Yep. All right, then. We could hit a break, and then we'll get into the rest of the Chicago sports teams. Dave, tell me about Rugiet.
Let's be real, Ed. Confidence in the bedroom changes everything. When you know you can perform, that confidence carries into every part of your life, and that's where Rugiet comes in. It's a confidence game changer designed to help you get harder and last longer when it matters most. And Ed, Rugiet isn't just like another ED pill that floods you with blood flow while your mind wanders elsewhere. It's the first ever treatment that addresses both the physical aspects and primes your mind for arousal. Wow, look at that.
Need that.
3 clinically proven ingredients and 1 fast-acting mint. No wonder over 150,000 men have switched to Rugiet. No more planning, no more wondering if tonight's the night it won't work. Getting started is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor online at Rugiet, and if prescribed, your treatment will ship discreetly to your door, and that's key too. You don't want a big advertisement in your mailbox from the mailman, Ed. If you're ready to boost your confidence, visit Rugiet.com/stretch for 15% off your order. That's RUGIET.com/stretch for 15% off your first order. So support the podcast, support the stretch, support us by using our link so Rugiet knows that we sent you. That's Rugiet. Once again, RUGIET.com. And then /stretch for 15% off your order. You're going to get some tonight, Ed, aren't you?
Yep, Rugiet, get back the moments that matter. All right, Big Head had a run, so we're going to carry on with the rest of the show, cover the rest of the teams. First and foremost, how do you feel about your guy getting fired at LSU?
It's a shame. That
Really? I thought you had positive feelings for him because the program was dead. And he took him back.
Look, he turned Notre Dame around. Like, they're not where they are now without him. But like, when you see a guy who leaves kind of almost in the middle of the night like that, they had to hire Freeman, bring in Tommy Rees. It was like it was a little chaotic when he left to go down there. He shows up with his fake Southern accent and says the reason that he wanted to go to LSU is so he could win a national championship. And then meanwhile, Notre Dame's been in the national. He implied that it was impossible to win at Notre Dame. And then you see Marcus Freeman get you right there. They're going to likely be in the playoff again. And so it's like, yeah, like this guy was a guy that no one ever had nice things to say about him. I'm happy he went to Notre Dame. He did a good job at Notre Dame recovering it from the Charlie Weiss era. But Notre Dame's better off without him, and he left for greener pastures. The grass is always greener, and then, it sucks that he did that. It sucks that happened to him. I'm sure he'll land on his feet.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of job he gets next, or if he ever coaches again.
I think he'll coach.
You think he will?
Yeah,
How old is he?
65-ish?
Yeah, I don't know, but he didn't work out at LSU, but
64.
he won at Notre Dame. He won at Cincinnati. He won basically every stop along the way.
He's a good coach.
Grand Valley. He's a good coach. People hate his guts. Like all the players I've ever met, they're like, yeah, kind of fuck this guy. But I could see him being at like one of those second tier jobs that are open because there's a million good job openings this cycle. So could he be at Vatech or Oklahoma State or Arkansas, something like that? Arkansas would be something else.
It would be wild.
I feel like that doesn't make any sense. I think Blacksburg might make sense.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
if he ends up there, and I'm sure he'll have good teams at wherever he ends up. He's just not. It's one of those things where it's like, the grass isn't always greener. Notre Dame's a pretty fucking good job, and he should stop complaining and just shut up and win.
I actually asked my people at Northwestern, I'm like, if they lose out, they be in Northwestern, like, is there a fit here? And they're like, absolutely not. The reason he left Notre Dame is because he wanted complete and total, no rules, full control, and Notre Dame wouldn't grant that to him. I'm sure that's not breaking news to you or people who follow Notre Dame, under a microscope, but that's like, to me, that's a SEC job. Or maybe Vatech. I don't know enough about the program, but that screams Oklahoma State to me.
Yeah, like where that next, he's not a candidate for Penn State, but he's probably a pretty good candidate for that next tier.
Yeah.
I know, agree. And I know we talked about this off camera about 10-4, 10-3, 9-4. It's just a different standard at LSU.
$50 million.
All three of the previous guys before him won a national championship, so that is a standard.
It's an impossible standard.
I think you can make a really good argument that LSU is the best job in the SEC. And now I don't know about the NIL and the money and all that. I assume they've got plenty of money, but they're the only Power 5 in the state. I want to say that
hotbed of talent in Louisiana.
I was going to say Louisiana ranks probably 5th
near the top.
Yeah,
California, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana. Yeah.
Ohio. They're right there. Right. They're not recruiting against anyone else in state. And then you're right next to Texas for a hotbed of talent. Like there's a ton of local talent in around LSU, and I think their standard should be national championship. Like
it's a tough business, man.
It is.
It's a tough business.
Now, Ed, this is a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think of the taxpayers being on the hook for the $50 million buyout?
I mean, the buyout situation in college football is
just crazy, isn't it?
It's beyond insane. But
honestly,
that's why I ask if he's going to get another job or not, because I think they don't have to pay it, right? If he gets another job, is that how that works?
I believe every contract is different.
Yeah,
but I believe the way it works is if you're fired, so they owe him $50 million or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Oklahoma State, they would basically, let's say he's making $10 million a year, $7 million a year, whatever it is. Then they want to pay him $5, then LSU's on the hook for $2. I think that
that's what it was for Franklin. I saw. Yeah, so
Franklin had to reasonably actively, I should say, pursue a job.
Yeah,
that's like part of the contract language.
Yes.
Yeah. So I saw people. I don't know how legal this framework would be, but I saw people saying if and when Fickell gets fired, that if Wisconsin wanted to pay Franklin just $1 a year, then Penn State would be on the hook for
the rest.
For the rest of it, yeah. Which I think is kind of fun.
I mean, I would, a big fuck you.
But if I were Franklin, I wouldn't do that.
Explain. I haven't thought about it.
Because you still want, if you're only paying a guy $1 a year,
that means
there's no job security.
Zero.
At all.
That's true
so
too.
You could just be fuck this guy.
I mean, this is just based off of one little anecdote.
No, like in theory, but that would never actually.
No, of course not. Yeah. But like when Coach O got fired at LSU, and he's told the story, I think it was on PMT probably, and he's like, "You want to pay me what to not work?" And he just got up and left the meeting, and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
What if I have generational wealth due to me for not working, what's the incentive to do you think Brian Kelly at this point of his life, almost 65 years old?
Yeah, I think he went there to in his eyes to level up, to win a national championship, be one of the greatest coaches ever, and he thought he couldn't do it at Notre Dame, so he went to a powerhouse program which was never a fit. It was
never a fit.
I don't think that he's going to just sit there and be like, fuck it, I made all my money. I think he cares about his reputation.
His legacy, yeah.
So I could see him taking if he takes Oklahoma State and they're back in contention for the Big 12 every year, I think that to me feels like a fit.
Now, I do think that this should make Notre Dame fans have a greater appreciation of Marcus Freeman than ever.
Oh, big time.
Because The fact that they really just kind of kept beating they never skipped a beat.
Yep.
Is
They got better.
They did. They got better, and
Yeah.
because that's where it's like we're talking about LSU and they should have national championship aspirations. Which I get it. They are one of those teams, but I don't think it works like that anymore. I think teams are a lot closer to going the Clemson ways than people ever realize. I think once you lose a legendary coach, obviously like a Saban or Miles had so much success there. There's just no guarantee that you're going to get back there.
Yeah.
Look how many powerhouse blue blood programs we've seen that have just like had the fucking doors ripped off.
Happens all the time in basketball too.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Indiana, they fired Bob Knight. They had the next year they went to the Final Four. They've been dog shit ever since, and they've been through a million head coaches. So when you lose that type of a guy, yeah, but it's like I think the things that make LSU attractive, let's say the next coach is a failure too, the things that make LSU attractive will still be there in 4 or 5 years, even if they become a 500 team. Like it'll just be like, all right, we got to really nail this.
But in theory, yes, I completely agree with you, but how many, like, you can't just keep paying these buyouts year over year. Yes, LSU could just start, if this guy doesn't do it, fire him too, give him 3-4 years, but eventually the money catches up to you, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the landscape is in this market. Like
it's weird. Yeah. It's the Wild West still. I think it's going to be another probably five years before everything really settles down.
But like, I did have a little smirk when he got fired. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Kind of.
I don't even really care about the guy.
If he had just been like, look, I'm ready for a new challenge, whatever. But it was I want to win a national championship and I can't do it at Notre Dame. So, and then for Notre Dame to be better,
without him,
yeah,
changes things. Do you have a quick Northwestern note here?
No.
All right.
I couldn't really watch the game Saturday. I watched the first half on my phone on YouTube TV while I was driving up to Madison for the weekend to do family shit. But it's just there'll be a 500 program until Pat Ryan starts sinking a couple million a year into the NIL and buying players. So
I know you just spent $50 million on a stadium.
$50 million
or whatever it was.
Try $850 million.
That's what he personally wrote a check
I
for?
think he was like 400 of it.
God damn.
Yeah.
Blackhawks.
Yeah.
They're fucking pretty good, huh?
So I got a take for you before that I want, because Ed and I went to the game last night.
Yep.
Shout out to Hochberg Industries in the suite.
Sir.
This is my take. I thought that, and I want to hear your. You can trash this take if you want. To me, it looked like the White Sox, the Blackhawks were. It was Connor Bedard, a good player, and then just complete average across the board. Maybe a few others. Frank Nazar, good. But like, there'd be games where I'd watch the last handful of years where it would take me and my complete lack of adept hockey knowledge, like 5 minutes of ice time, to be like, that guy should not be in the NHL, whoever that guy may be.
They don't have any guys like that.
They don't have any guys like that anymore.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me last night. It was just like average hockey players with a couple of.
I thought you were going to kind of say the opposite because, LA doesn't really let you play.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're kind of like park the bus, kind of. They're very
Muck
good.
it up. Yeah.
Very good defensively, very good on the penalty kill. It's just hard to create against a team like that, especially like the good teams will find a way.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks aren't there yet. They don't have enough talent to do that yet, but they're going to be in every single game. And you saw, they had the goal that kind of changed things was the wraparound by Fiala.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like Soderblom lost his net a little bit. Like you wonder if Spencer Knight's in there. Does that, but I think they're a pretty good team. Like I think I said this last week where before the year I would have put them at like a 0.01% chance of making the playoffs. I think it's up to like a 5% chance. Like that, they're, because Knight statistically has been the best goalie in the league, and they're getting guys to commit to a way to playing. I tweeted it earlier today. Colton Dock, they went to him like, if you want to be in the NHL, you have to be like a physical power forward. Well, he leads the league in hits. So like they're getting guys and they're fast. Like Mikheyev is fast. Obviously Nazar's fast. Like they have like a style of play that they want to play, and they have the types of guys to make it kind of work now to a degree. And if they all buy into the system and they're all doing the details the right way, Blatchel has made a huge difference on this team. All the little breakouts, the little neutral zone things where it's not all stretch passes and low percentage things. They support the puck. It's a lot better, like fundamental
structurally
hockey than it has been the last fucking since Joel.
Based on watching one game with, I think, the best view that you could possibly have a hockey game, just looking kind of bird's eye view from way up high.
It's coach's cam.
It seemed like they are two things on that. I think that it was pretty clear Bedard was the best player on the ice, I thought.
He was good last.
He finds just like little slots in open space, because I was looking at that under a microscope a little bit. I thought better than anybody. Like and dare I say it did remind me of Patrick Kane a little bit.
There's some similarities there for sure. He's got a better. Yeah, there are things that Kane will always do better. There's things that Bedard, like, he's got that release, whatever. But like the thing that you're seeing, it's like he's able to like manipulate space with his edges. So like a normal player, like that passing lane isn't there. He's able to like just create enough space to like get that pass through or the shot through or whatever. So he's not like the fastest guy, although that is like statistically, like they made a big thing about, like he's gotten faster. Well, they track like your top end speed and how often you get to your top end speed. He's had multiple times this year where it would be like those are his 5 fastest bursts. His 5 fastest bursts this year are already quicker than anything he did last year. So like there is like a statistical difference in him too. But yeah, he's looked like a much better, more well-rounded player. I think, it's all the same things I've said about positionally, but it's like the whole center thing is like, because he's doing all the other things well that make you a center. He just sucks at faceoffs. So but like once the play starts, it's just like F1, F2, F3. It depends on like where the play is and whatever. So they're doing.
Foundationally, it looked correct to my untrained eye.
Yeah, and they traded Reichel. Finally got him out of there, Dave. I know you're disappointed.
Very disappointed.
Didn't get to make him a shortstop or center field or anything, but he's out in Vancouver now. I think they're going to be like, there's going to be, for the first time in a while, there's games where I'm going to look at the schedule and be like, they should win tonight. Mm-hmm. Where it's, you never felt that way before. Like,
so is this kind of the year before the year, like playoffs-wise? Like, are you fully expecting playoffs next year?
Next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take – we'll see what the roster is next year. But if Levshinov improves and Rinzel improves, like they kind of have their D set where it's like Vlasic, Kaiser – not that these are the pairings, but Vlasic, Kaiser, Rinzel, Levshinov. Like that's your top 4. Mm-hmm. And that's nailed on. So they'll have to find – Murphy's – he'll probably trade him at some point this year. He's in the last year of his deal. And but, they have their goalie. They have a lot of competent guys up front. So they're, year before the year, but it's like, I think I've said this before, but it's like, it'd be great to have some meaningful games in March where it's like, hey, man, if we could beat Minnesota tonight, then, we're only 4 points out. Like, I think that is to not be like just waiting to be sellers at the deadline. Like they shouldn't be buyers this year, but like, can we get rid of this guy? Can we get rid of that guy? A tankathon, all that shit. Like, I don't think there will be a tankathon.
Yeah, we said it about the Bears. You want to think about thinking about the playoffs. Like you want to get there.
Yeah, and I think if you talk to people internally there, on the hockey side, they're starting to like, I wouldn't say puff their chest out, but they're like starting to be like, it's working a little.
There's
bit.
a gleam.
They're dreaming a little bit.
Yeah,
that's good.
They're letting themselves dream. So it's like, it's not like it went from being, well, if these guys are good prospects, now it's like, all right, these guys are pretty good prospects. So they're in this development stage, but they're not prospects. They're on the team. So then it becomes, well, we don't need 1 million prospects. They almost have too many. How do they reinvest some of these assets to like go get the guy who takes them to the next level? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where their mind frame is now. Like we have our core by and large, and more of it's coming. Frondel's coming, like, but they feel very good about the guys that they have. So then it's like, okay, like what's Oliver Moore? Can he be, could he be a top 6 guy too? Or is he, but it's like, how do we now take our good group and get them up to like a contender level? That Spencer Knight trade for Seth Jones, it's like the ultimate both sides one deal. Mm-hmm. And Spencer Knight, like having that type of a goalie. Just it completely, because that was a big hole. Like they had Comesso, they drafted a couple other guys, but it was like, man, like where are you going to get that A1 goalie? Now they got it. Now they got him in a big way. So it's almost like it accelerates.
So he's that good, huh?
Oh, dude,
I like that reaction.
Yeah,
I like that reaction.
He was one of the best
that
goalies.
says it all, Ed.
Like you were big on the Askarov guy, the Russian guy.
Yeah.
I think he was drafted the year after Spencer Knight, but in around the same spot in the draft. Like he's like one of the top goalie prospects that I can remember. That's why he got drafted so high. And then he had some personal issues. Then he was behind Bob, who's a Hall of Famer in Florida. But it was like now that he's really been given his time to shine, and there will be dips, and he cannot keep this up the whole year. Like it's not. He'll win the Vezina. If he keeps this up all year, they will be in the playoffs, and he will probably win the Vezina. Maybe like it's fucking insane.
These are kind of the bounces you need though for a team to
Totally.
get back in the right direction.
Yeah.
A team that's like in such a win now mode.
Yeah.
You got an older goaltender, but he's a Hall of Famer, like you said. It's like, hey, we don't necessarily want to trade Spencer Knight, but kind of got to do what we got to do.
And
it worked out.
Realistically, like the Hawks signed him to a 3-year deal. If they had not done that trade, Spencer Knight's walking. He's like, I'm not going to be a backup for another 3 years and be a starter for the first time at 28 or whatever, you know? So
for sure,
like they had to make a move. It was the right move for them. It was the right move for the Hawks. Like I don't feel like the Hawks fleeced them. They got a first-round pick and Spencer Knight, which is fucking crazy, but they got a Stanley Cup.
Exactly, yeah.
So it was a good trade all the way around. And, like I think Kyle's deal is not – there were some reports that he was up for an extension. He's got 2 years left on his deal. So we'll – like he's gonna be there for a little while. If they're not in the playoffs by the time his deal is up, then he'll be in trouble. But I think they're on a great path.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
Now
I saw. You good? We're just gonna switch.
I was gonna start making fun of him a little bit.
Of me?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we'll say this, and we looked at each other. I'm interested to see what you think about this because you're a big non-Mickey Mouse stadium guy. There are kind of parts at Hawks games that feel that way now.
No
my
shit.
God,
So
dude.
I'm just
It
all right.
was-
Yes.
Dude,
It was worse than the Colts.
the game is gone.
not worse than the Colts, but like, I'm just saying, like glass house.
Game's gone.
Glass houses kind of thing. Like,
Oh, I'm not happy with any of the way that the fan experience has become for the Blackhawks, whether you're at home on the couch or at the stadium. It sucks compared to what it was. And it's not just the product on the ice. It is not like a fun, rowdy environment. Now, I will say, I think there is something. You guys went on a Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a Sunday night the week before. Those nights are supposedly they want it to be more kid friendly. That's why they start them an hour earlier.
Italian Heritage Night. Sorry,
What was it?
Italian Heritage Night.
Was it? But like like other stadiums.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like, but it's like other stadiums. Like they have made a point being like we're not showing people chugging beer on the jumbotron.
That's
like
lame.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's just
that's
like
lame.
fucking grow up. Like let people have fun. Like they pay. You want them to buy the beer. You want them to drink the beer. You want them in the stadium. Like make it try to make the in-arena experience like more enjoyable.
Yeah,
and it's
if
like because
you're-
you have an exciting team. Like the product for the first time is very watchable. You should want people getting rowdy and excited, and it's just not what it was. And it's like that was by design. It feels like.
What's the in-game host name? The girl?
Jenna Rose, and the other guy,
and then the other guy. The girl was doing some game like this or that or whatever it was, in during TV timeout or whatever. And part of that game shtick was to get the crowd pumped up. And every time she'd ask, it'd be just crickets. And eventually, she even said like, "Oh, guess we got a quiet crowd tonight." Like on the jumbotron, she said that.
I mean, it's not their fault. Like they're
no,
they're doing what they're told to do.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
but
I'm not calling her out.
They've neutered the experience.
Yeah,
but,
it's
just not.
Why are you pandering to kids? They're not the ones spending money.
But like you want families involved, and you want kids. You want kids to like
Totally.
love it. And they had that whole like I don't know if they're doing it again, but they would have weekend games last year. It's like, oh, this is the best day ever. Like it's like your day. It's like a kid's day, and I feel like those were more weekend afternoons, like back half of the year. But it's just not.
It's what you make fun of the Colts for.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's like I've gotten to the point now where it's like I kind of look at them as two separate entities. Like you have the hockey and the hockey ops,
And then
and then you got the
That's
other
fair.
things where they've got it. You know, they got the broadcast. It's like you have one group that's going to, I hope, be successful, and the other group that will say like, look at how successful we are because the hockey ops is good, but not because of anything they did. So they've made a lot of errors in terms of like marketing the team, making the arena a good time, and it's just not. It's going to Hawks games used to be like, oh shit, like
it was an event.
yeah. And I think eventually it'll get there again if the team is rolling. But like that team, the Cup year teams were just so like lovable and they were exciting. But like they did a much better, like they had that one goal campaign, which you could say was like cheesy or whatever, but everybody knew what it meant right away. Everyone knew what one goal meant, and they built other marketing things out from that. And you felt like you knew who Andrew Shaw was. You knew,
totally.
You knew Siebes. You knew, like you had like an emotional connection to those players. They do a terrible job of marketing, and like you could say, like we're not going to market, some fourth line guy who's a veteran who's not going to be here. But now like Nazar, Renzel, Levshinov is like extremely likable, affable, funny kid.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Nazar. Like they have some guys with real personality. I don't know anything about Renzel, but I've been told like he's really kind of a goofball, funny guy too. And he looks kind of funny. They call him Big Bird, and it's just like, but they could find ways to like bring those voices and those personalities to the fans. So it's like, I want to root for that guy. And it feels like they don't, like the old Prez to Bosco, like you don't gut it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't gut it. Like, and it's like they're run by people who aren't hockey people, and they don't understand, and they're not Chicago people, and they don't understand the fan base. So that's kind of just, it is what it is. Like I'll root for the hockey and I'll hold my nose on the other stuff. And when the hockey's great, the building will be fun again.
There we go. I did see in other news, Cubs talk. I know it's very early. World Series isn't even wrapped yet, but they are linked to Dylan Cease reportedly, which I think would be a very welcoming addition. We need another starter. We need another righty starter, to be honest with you.
He had a bad year. I would think that'd be a 1-year deal because of the impending CBA and because he just had a bad year. But
and he's a Boris guy too, right?
He's a Boris guy for sure.
He
is a Boris guy. He switched a couple years ago from someone else. But Dylan Cease will give you 200 innings every single year. I think he's the only pitcher in baseball since he's been a starter to have 30 starts every year.
He's never pitched 200 innings, but point taken.
But not really, nobody does anymore.
Yeah.
But like,
he had 189 last year in 2024.
Workhorse, that it'd be yes.
Yeah. No,
I mean, starting the rotation with Horton, Steele, Cease is pretty fucking good.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he was, I know he struggled this year, that playoff game.
No, that's just it. Like he's a guy that like he had a 5 ERA. I'm like, that's a guy that can get you 6 completely shut down innings in a playoff start because his shit's that good.
Yeah.
And like even if Shota had a 3 ERA and 180 innings pitch compared to Cease's 5, I'd want the guy
the big
that can miss bats. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I was, I know it's like a joke now. The Cubs are linked to pretty much everyone, and typically the moves that we want to happen aren't happening. But listen, I would be excited about the rotation. It makes it interesting about who you slot in the back half because obviously Boyd's sticking around. And then I mean Tyon's still locked. I think like is Shota the odd man
never
out.
have
I don't
too
know.
many.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a like a large term concern. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
but it's almost like does Shota become like what Kyle Hendricks was the last couple of years, where it's like he's the sixth man, the long man, and then
which is fine.
Someone goes down,
totally
and
fine.
He gives you a 6, 7, 8 really good starts.
You need those guys.
Yeah, totally
Look at the fucking Dodgers right now. Everybody bitches, shut up about the Dodgers and the Midwest Cubs and all that. It's like, well, the Cubs have fucking. Look at who's coming out of their bullpen right now. That's typically starting for them.
Yeah,
just. So hopefully it happens.
Yeah,
Hopefully it happens. And then we could kind of wrap this out. my last note, IHSA football playoffs are underway this week. Big week. Absolutely maniacal move by them to pair up Mount Carmel and Loyola in the first round.
Oh, really?
Yes, maniacal move. Loyola's not what they've been. They're pretty young, from what I understand. So they went 4-4, and obviously Mount Carmel ran the table.
Yeah.
And Mount Carmel's fucking really good. I saw them in person.
But
it's such a maniacal move because you know that's the best 4-4 team in the fucking state, and they give them Mount Carmel first round, or give Mount Carmel them first round, and they just played in week 9. So
what was the score?
I think Mount Carmel won by a couple touchdowns.
Okay,
it was close,
but it wasn't like a blowout.
No, it wasn't like for Mount Carmel standards.
Right.
So yeah, also all 3 of our schools are in the playoffs.
Dave won the Stretch Bowl.
The Stretch Bowl.
Yeah. Wheaton Warrenville.
It was a blowout, right?
33-7.
Yeah. And then.
So you guys play Highland Park, Dave. I think you guys play Unity.
East Moline.
East Moline. Oh, are you north or east? I always get fucked up. North.
Yeah. East make it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
East. I saw.
East has been down for a while. The East went 1-8 this year.
So you're north, you said?
Yeah, St. Charles North, the Fighting North Stars.
Fighting North Stars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was looking at something wrong then, but I could have swore I saw that. You guys, St. Charles North. You guys play United Township.
That's not what the thing says. That's not what Max Prep says.
No?
No.
I've never heard of United Township.
I think it's a south.
Like down by St. Louis or something?
I mean, it's
like
East Moline United, so maybe it's...
That could be it.
Yeah.
That could be it.
They're in trouble.
Probably
they're
it.
coming up. They're coming
That's
down.
Probably it.
They're coming down Redgate Road for a playoff game. I don't think so, dude.
And then Pats is at Wakanda. So
shout out Zib making the playoff.
Yeah, Zib's brought him back. So good luck to
Cal's
them.
up next.
Yeah, exactly. Cal's next. Good luck to all those teams. Good luck to all the teams in the state playoffs. Great time of the year. And
except for East Moline, they can fuck off somewhere.
And that's it. That's a stretch, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on Friday. We'll see you then.